Are you recording?
Yeah, how's it going? Yeah. There you go. Because it doesn't need to be up by your mouth. That doesn't stop the spit. That just makes it so you can smell the spit more. Gang, there's a new Avengers teaser out there, and we could talk about it. I think you broke the microphone. Let's kick it off with...
Let's kick it in the face.
The biggest story of last week. There you go. It's the first teaser, little sneak peek.
At Kim Possible for the... No.
There you go. No, for Avengers End Game, we actually did a full discussion of the trailer on the newest podcast episode.
Yes.
Along with our friend Ray from Viserium.
Yes, which, by the way, if you haven't checked out their stuff, it is cool.
Yeah, it's super
so
cool. He actually sent me, so when you follow him on Instagram, they sent like a little thank you message, like a PM, like, hey, thanks for following us.
Yeah.
And then he showed me that a bunch of people who listen to the podcast went and followed him and checked out their stuff. So thanks for doing that.
A lot of people that watched the show tuned in. We were on IMDb on Monday. They tuned in for that, and that was great too. So we really appreciate your all's support.
Y'all are the best. But yes, like I was saying, we talked about the full Avengers Endgame teaser on the podcast. It was a fun discussion. We have different opinions about it. But for this segment, I wanted to ask the big question. Is Thanos gonna find love? No, I want to know.
Is he gonna?
How's that big boy gonna find love? He's got a lot of love and
yeah,
he's got a lot to love.
Man, he's been swiped left.
Go on. You almost there. You bailed, but you were almost there.
I did bail. I even forgot the app's name. The app's name is
Tinder.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or Bumble. Coffee and bagels.
Where do you find? Which of those apps do you find death? Because that's the one Thanos is on. Oh, nice.
Maybe coffee and bagels. I don't think anyone uses that one.
Yeah, so how is he going to find love now that he's accomplished his goals in life? What's next for him?
But no, the other big question is what's next for everybody else? Who's making it out alive? Because as of right now, half of everything's dead.
Yeah.
We're talking food, natural resources.
Can I tell you something I like about No, it can't be natural resources. That defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah, but they said half of all living beings.
Thanos really bungled it.
Yeah, trust me.
He really didn't think ahead on that one. I mean, he had an axe in his heart. He was like, I don't know. Something I liked about the trailer, having watched it again to discuss it today, I like the idea of these characters at the end of their rope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And kind of exploring like what that looks like. It'll be interesting to see what they do from here because not just after this movie, because it's like, how do you top half the universe getting wiped out, like as far as threat level goes? You know what I mean? It's like when you're when you're watching Dragon Ball, it's like how many levels of Super Saiyan can you get? You know what I mean?
I think 7, right? I think you can keep going.
Let us know in the comments down below.
You go to the X-Men and you do racism. There you go. You do smaller and then you do bigger again. You do smaller, then you do bigger again.
I mean, Elseworlds did that pretty well. They kind of went a little tighter with
then they do bigger, then you do small, you do big.
Then you do the biggest one.
But let's talk about who's getting out of this, because a lot of the theories out there, we've even talked about this, is that our main core cast, you got your Iron Man, you got your Captain America, you got your Hulk, you got your Thor, you got your Clint, and you got your Black Widow. There's the whole gang. Mm-hmm. Right? That's everybody. They're probably, most of those people aren't going to make it out of this. So I want to go down the roster and talk about it.
I feel like, you want to go down the roster?
Yeah, let's start with Iron Man. That's the big boy.
So I feel like the biggest ones are the ones that are most likely to not continue. I feel like Iron Man and Cap, whether they die or whether they get like a Paul Walker happy send off, I don't think they're going to be around after. I think Iron Man is going to get like, hey man, you did good. Go take a nap. You know what I mean? You go marry Pepper Potts and be happy until we're willing to spend the entire amount of money to get you back for like a 5-minute cameo in Fantastic Four. You know, Cap, I feel like is donezo for this movie.
Yeah, which even though there were some interviews, I'll say this so the comments aren't fun about this, but they're like the Russo brothers said that Cap probably won't be done after this.
But we know that they're liars.
Yeah, they do. They lied about the title, which is fine.
100%.
Shout out to New Rockstars though. They found Endgame. I mean, a lot of people guessed it, but they found it in that photo of like the set things. They're like, there's like here a bunch of words that are out like hidden in all the set things. So good on you. That was cool. But no, for me, I'd say Tony Stark. Maybe he's background because he likes doing. I mean, he looks like he likes money.
Yeah.
So
exactly. He likes to, and also it's not hard to bring him back for little cameos, and
because he's playing himself.
and
too.
we've seen these properties have like, hey man, you're not dead, but it's okay if you don't show up for a while. You know what I mean? Like, again, Elseworlds literally just did that with a character. Like, hey, see ya whenever we see ya. You know what I mean?
I'd say for Cap, that might be time for the long sleep. Also, when they show Haley Atwell,
because he also seems that actor seems the most done with
which
it.
is fair,
and not in like a bad way. And
Yeah.
like, hey, I'd like to do other things, which good for him.
Yeah, he's done 20,000 of these.
Yeah.
Little less, but
Yeah.
he's done roughly that. But you see the picture of him holding Peggy in the little compass, or
Yeah.
Haley Atwell. She's great. Hopefully, she pops up in this movie in like a flashback or something.
Or time travel shenanigans.
Yeah, because regardless if that makes any sense or not, like it would be kind of fun to see him have a happy ending. When it comes to Thor, that one's confusing because they basically run that character all the way down to the ground in terms of happy endings. There's really nothing else for him.
Well, but in counterpoint to that, he's also they found a rhythm with that character that has kind of made him click in a way that he hadn't earlier. So it'd be weird to be like, cool, now that you finally had your best movie, bye now. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
so it'd be strange. I've heard people mention this. I honestly think it would be a good idea to just roll him into Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how that works, but I tell you, it would get me more invested in the Guardians.
Oh yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
because you're a little lukewarm.
Yeah, yeah.
on them.
So I think the people that are more on board with it would still love to see that character. And he was great in the scenes with those characters together in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Whichever one of those however many of those characters are returning for. And then maybe we get Better Ray Bill. Why not?
That'd be fun.
Listen, Disney Plus, give me a Better Ray Bill show.
That would be so.
It would be
weird.
only for me one.
Because it's nothing specifically different that would happen in that compared to a
It just
Thor
would
show.
cost a lot of money
Yeah.
to make the character work every episode.
They got that money. They're fine with that. For me, I'd say if they wanted to end him in like a kind of like he has like this like optimism now, but like
Yeah.
if they wanted him to be like the end, and I could see where he goes to Valhalla, which is like that would be a cool like way of ending the Norse mythology end of it.
Yeah.
But Ragnarok is a cyclical thing in Norse mythology. People, they are reborn, so at the end of the movie you could have him die.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
gotcha. It's actually a reborn, so maybe he doesn't have his memories now, or it's the same thing, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It could just be a continuation of
and
that.
that's the other thing we got to say. No matter who they kill off, there are a billion different ways they could be brought back. All of these characters have died before. Some of them, in Iron Man's case, were turned into teenagers at some point. Yeah. That was around when I was a youngster. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't bye to the characters forever. I think this is bye for 5 to 10 to 15 years until they think enough time has passed to recast, or if there's a character that's not dead, it's like show up for. And again, I think that's another reason why they're not going to kill off Iron Man, because it would be way too tempting to have him show up for a post-credit scene in Fantastic Four with Reed Richards, something like that.
Yeah, or X-Men or something like that. Hey, give Wolverine an Iron Man suit. What do you think about Natasha Romanoff? Because she's getting her movie.
Yeah, I think she's safe. I think her and Clint are safe because they've never had their own movies. So I feel like of the core Avengers, they are the safest to do other things. Like there's talk of a Hawkeye show.
That one's really loose, but Black Widow's in your movie, which is a flashback. So, but like even
But
if
it
they
could be
did
like
that,
a Wonder Woman thing where it's like a little bit of both.
I'm feeling that they're both gonna make it. Also, since Clint with his emo in the rain playing with swords thing,
Yeah.
I'm guessing that he is gonna get his family back, and hopefully he'll be happy. Because if his family's dead, and at the end he dies, but they come back, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that one. It'd be a weird one. But hey, maybe be
What
ballsy.
about here's the one that's kind of in between the two, I think, of kind of like the lower tier characters that I think we both feel a little safer, Black Widow and Hawkeye, and then the big ticket ones that we know this is kind of like their last hurrah for the most part. In between you got Hulk.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Hulk?
I think that this probably would be the end. I think Mark Ruffalo really likes doing it, but I think it would probably be like the end for his character. But and also that's fine too. He's a fun character to have, but also there's 1,002 different Hulks that you could do. So if you wanted to switch it up and give the mantle to somebody else, go for it. Right now, his Bruce Banner's all over the place in the comics, so it's like you could do Amadeus.
Honestly, he's kind of all over the place in the movies too.
Yeah, but like even though I enjoy him, it's like you could streamline him a little bit and do something else. Like if he dies, that would be a bummer. If he just wants to walk off and do whatever.
You know what? I'm going to be honest.
He's one of the most emo characters.
Yeah, he is. You know, honestly, what would make me happiest as a fan is if he got like him. I can see Mark Ruffalo all scruffy with a sack slung over his shoulder, and he's like hitchhiking. The last shot of him is hitchhiking, and then we just get a little bit of that Lonely Man score from the original. I would. That feels like the perfect send off to that character. Like, he's not done. He's not dead. He's still the Hulk.
Yeah.
But he's going off and doing his thing, and that would make me personally really happy.
So, do you think? Scarlet Witch, we're good. That one's fine because they have a show coming out,
Yeah.
and Vision's
and again,
good
these
too.
we really haven't it's not like they have trilogies behind them. These are characters that we haven't really explored yet, like extensively, you know. So Vision and Scarlet Witch are fine. I mean, Loki, actually, I feel like we've explored pretty extensively, but he's getting a show too. So.
And which could come after, because like he could come back, or
maybe
it's before.
Better Ray Bill will be in that.
Maybe. I mean, it's just, you know.
Yeah.
But out of the Guardians, let's go to the other popular team, because basically they're all gone except for Rocket.
I would have 100% said that they are entirely safe until all the James Gunn shenanigans went down. And now it feels a little more up in the air about what's going to happen with these characters.
I feel like out of all of them, I don't think Gamora comes back. And even though she's
that bums me out because she is the girl. Like, really, of the whole team, you're going to kill off the girl.
Yeah, which
really?
I get that, but also her story kind of ends with like Thanos. Like, you can do more where she like actually makes a life for herself and figures it out, which you could do.
I would rather see Star-Lord not come back and have Gamora lead the Guardians. I think that could be cool.
Yeah, but
I don't think that will happen, but it would be cool.
Because also when it comes to like big ticket characters for that, it's like Rocket, Groot, Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Drax, that one, I think even though he loves the character, but he's been pretty vocal against everything.
Yeah,
so
the James Gunn stuff has affected him the most, it seems.
I could see him not coming back. Black Panther, everybody, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
All the Black Panther
Spider-Man,
people are good.
Because there's a movie.
We're going to discuss it more later, but Doctor Strange is good.
You're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
Dr. Strange
Mantis,
is good.
maybe not.
I think she's fine. She just showed
fine
up.
too. Winter Soldier, and Falcon, you're both coming back. And so you're probably fine too. See, the thing is, they got to have at least one of these boys or girls.
And so it's got to be the big ones. It's got to be the top dogs. It's got to be one of our top three. So going back to that, Marry, fuck, kill. No, no. Of the, do you think there's a chance? Let me rephrase it. How likely do you think it'll be that all three die?
Let's say it in the nicest way possible. They're going to retire, like you said. So I'd go with Thor either goes to Valhalla or just kind of goes off space, does whatever. And it's kind of just
him
done.
And Bruce are hitchhiking.
Lonely
Man score.
There you go. Also, that sounds kind of cool. Thor hitchhiking across the country or whatever with his like cane. So when he stamps it down, you get your whatever. Cap, time travel shenanigans are just you're dead.
Yeah.
And then Tony, I think you just retire him to be in President United Tony Land, whatever. Like he's kind of by himself.
By the way, I'm not a huge fan of
K-26's Thor ain't dying, by the way.
Of Tony's like proteges in the comics. None of them has really stuck out to me. But this version of Iron Man, I think, would be a really cool mentor character. I guess he is the Spider-Man. Never mind. It's just weird because that's not how I perceive that character. You know what I mean? As Tony Stark's student. Anyway, it would be interesting to see him as a mentor. I think that's a good thing. Although I could see if they really wanted to like draw a line in the sand, like the Thor, Cap, Iron Man, and Hulk all have to like unite their hands, and all of them get sucked up into
with the
space.
Power of heart, water, fire,
exactly.
Earth,
and so as far as anybody's concerned, they're donezo.
They turn into a big tree, and then we all go pray to the tree because that stops Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. But also, I think just side characters. I just thought about this. I was like, who else disappeared? I was like, Hank Pym.
No.
He probably, if you needed to cut a character,
the
oldest person you have cast, like. If he was tired, I'd understand. If you wanted to give him a break, I get it.
I think the people we would lose, the people we're definitely getting back are the people that vanished in the thing. Gamora was prior to that, so that would be interesting to see what happens with that. Do you? Do you think we'll see any of the other than Captain Marvel? Do you think we'll see like hints or nods to upcoming?
My big theory is that it's either between two next big villains. One is Doctor Doom, which would be really cool because now they got the characters you can hint to whatever you want to because it's a cape, so it could be anything. Or Kang. Because they own Kang, or they probably do now, and it's time travel shenanigans. So if you tease that now, that would be kind of a fun way of like
maybe whatever their
future.
time travel stuff awakens Kang or whatever.
There you go, or it gets his attention. So it's like
that would be cool if they jump to. Man, I'm a sucker for this stuff. If they jump to the future, here, how do I phrase this? When it comes to Easter eggs like that, Spider-Verse, like just deep cut Marvel references, Spider-Verse was much more giving than the MCU typically is.
Yeah,
but it would be cool to do like a brief 2099 future, or like maybe you see they won't do this, but it would be so cool if you seeded that they travel to the future and they inadvertently create Kang.
Ooh, that's freaky. Because it's like an Iron Lad situation.
Yeah,
or they
like
show
what something they do is what awakens this kid to be like, wait, time travel. You know what I mean?
You took at that. Well, okay, so I was looking through the cast. That's why I had this out. But yeah, for the most part, I think we're safe. But I think big three, they're going to retire or die in some way. Yes. But I like the idea of them seeding the future villain in this movie.
Yeah.
But also, it doesn't need to be a big thing. It could just be that for a second, someone 100% gets something.
Or a post-credit scene. Do you think we'll get like in the first Avengers movie, we had a post-credit that was Thanos. Do you think we'll have an equivalent to this one, or do you think it'll be more like shawarma?
I think what we'll get is Spider-Man getting a call. It's like, hey, do you know someone's jacked your style, and he's out in San Francisco, and he's interviewing people, and he's got a black suit. It's Tom Hardy.
That's what everybody wants. Yeah, Tom Hardy.
I think you could have some fun teases, but maybe the post-credit stuff could be more somber. Not somber, but it could be like a light note. So it's like, hey, we got to tell our serious story, but don't worry, it's still like got some humor in it, and like there is a bright future, even though it's the end for some characters. That's probably what we'd get.
All right, so those were our thoughts on who will live, who will stay, and who will go for Avengers after Avengers 4. But let us know what you think about the new movie, what you think about the trailer in the comments down below. Please please subscribe, please go to onlystupidanswers.com to find out more about all the stuff we love to do on this show and on our podcast, and patreon.com/onlystupidanswers for more exclusive content.
There's a button here. Wait, if you can touch it from the back, you can feel it from the back.
Feels weird.
Yeah, it's like a jelly.